Greetings and welcome to my channel, Meta Messiah. I'm live, and of course I got the construction going in the background, sitting in my car, enjoying my morning coffee. And what I can tell you right now as far as Okinami token and the bull run, the crypto bull run that we're in, and the impending mass adoption, we are on the cusp, the precipice of seeing some massive things in terms of the technology in crypto and in finance and money itself. That being said, crypto is still more about narrative than it is about the technology. Developers of various projects, they're going to get the attention of, the tech savvy, the people who understand it, technologically minded people when they go into the specifics with their documents, their white papers, their GitHub, whatever they're publishing about their tokens. The gigabrain stuff is reserved for those who really can dive deep into it and understand it. But with Okinami, we really don't know much of anything about what the technology is. More recently, I've been looking at layer 0 blockchain solutions as opposed to layer 2s. And I'm of the opinion that whatever comes about for Okinami, usually the predictions are off, okay? Because we don't have a white paper, we don't have a roadmap. Although we did see the white paper roadmap shown to us, a piece of paper. Okay? And we have the great wave. We have all this speculation as to what Okinami may or may not be. But we do know one thing. The surge is coming. Early 2024. The narrative is changing to EIP 4844 and the mass scalability of Ethereum and of crypto itself. And I'd like to highlight a few things surrounding the surge and mass adoption and how Okinami fits into all this. We had a really wonderful testimonial by one of our community members of Okinami, and I'll put the link in the description of the video. He went on Twitter and talked about Okinami. He's somewhat newer compared to those of us who have been there over a year. But when I listen to him, it shows that people are paying attention and they're seeing something here with Okinami. And it begs the question as to what do people think about this mystery token, this stealth launch token with, again, I keep saying over and over, a deployer wallet 40 days before Shiba Inu's wallet ever existed. Okay. Something 5 years old, in the planning. EIP 4844 has been in the planning actually about that. That's how long. They knew with the ETH Foundation there have to be a solution for the point in time where Ethereum and other crypto become the mainstream alternate to fiat, cash, banks. So this 5-year legacy of, I would say a legacy of nothing for at least 4 years, and then the stealth launch of the token, a history that can be traced in the blockchain undoubtedly with a 40-day time frame before Shiba Inu. Okay, so given that, I highly doubt that somebody who is behind Okinami put this much time and effort into something that would be an abandoned project. And there's in the Telegram there's a pinned message in the Okinami Telegram. I think that very articulately told everybody how the dev is silent, yes, as far as the course of communication in the beginning, where we were getting blockchain messages and Twitter, or back then it was Twitter tweets about the token. And we leave off with the surge and the roadmap and all that with Vitalik Buterin within very short time frame. Within a very short time frame of Vitalik Buterin posting the revised roadmap for Ethereum, announcing the surge. Okay, Okinami with its water imagery and everything announces the surge on its blockchain message. A very poignant, very powerful image in my mind with the wave and the great wave and what that means, what that signifies with respect to this transition in the world. We're watching history happen. When you're watching history happen, it's harder to comprehend and understand and believe in what we're looking at, because when things are in flux, when they're changing, it's hard to grasp it all because it's such a huge, I guess, paradigm shift from what you're used to. And so you're having trouble processing it. And that's how everybody in the world at large is seeing this crypto thing right now. This phenomenon. It's a phenomenon where there's still lots of doubt. With Bitcoin at 44,000, we're seeing the signs of the early bull market. This is definitely the signs of the early crypto bull market. Bitcoin dominance being at the peak in terms of like where things go, and then the halving in April next year. And so we are, in terms of timing, at the threshold. The surge was delayed. One thing about Ethereum and the ETH Foundation is they may delay and they may delay again, but they get it right. And that's all that matters. Going back to my statement earlier, if you go to the pinned message in the Telegram, sorry, I digressed. The pinned message in the Telegram for Okinami breaks down very, very nicely why we haven't heard necessarily from the dev in terms of the traditional means of his communication, how, at least empirically, how the dev has communicated before. But the thing is, there was activity still going on. Devs working isn't necessarily equated to devs talking to the community. My guess is once the delay with the surge, I mean, this is fair, and this is in relation to that Telegram, the pinned Telegram message that it goes into, the dev was working on the website's back up, the dev was doing testing on Gorelli's test network, there's recent activity with respect to minting the new wallet name, Okinami dev, or there was a new minting on the a wallet name that was evident on the blockchain recently. Forgive me if I'm inaccurate there, but there's Okinami.dev or whatnot that was in relation to the Okinami deployer wallet. So there's things happening other than just the website reemerging with new images on it. Appears like a stable website now. Had a little connect button on your if you look at your PC and open up the Kanagawa.nami.com, you can see there's a little button there that says connect, kind of like saying spoiler alert, something's going to connect at some point. So there's per this Telegram message from one of our community members, there's things that have been said in the background but without saying anything. The sound of silence isn't always silence. It really it's activity for a year, working on things. If the surge is delayed, okay, considering a year ago, there's not going to be any surge until like over a year, because we're looking at January, February 2024, and we're going to hear a lot more about this. Why would the dev of Okinami for a whole year just give us a bunch of fortune cookie type talk, Ryoshi talk, and have nothing to tell us because they can't? These type of projects have very, very closed lips, timed information based on the timing of things. Because they could have pumped it up and then people be like, there's nothing happening. what's going on, Okinami? You said there's going to be this and that, and your roadmap says this and that, and then there's just delay after delay after delay. Okay, multiple delays in crypto. What happens? People start to lose faith. They sell their tokens. They dump on the project. They FUD it. People don't like delays. They did this. This is what hurt Shiba Inu. If you notice, what hurt Shiba Inu quite a bit was with Shibarium. It was like delayed a long time. Okay, and we saw it was a bear market too. I mean, all that, but it also hurt the price of Shiba Inu more and more and more with just Satoshi giving us like fortune cookie talk, essentially, and Shibarium delay. Finally, it's here. It doesn't. So there's history. There's examples of where you don't want to talk, where you don't want to like give information. So my guess is last year around this time it was very clear to the dev that it was going to be January, late 2023, early 2024 until the surge actually happens with unraveling that. And with that development and EIP 4844 actually coming to fruition, being initiated. So what do you do during that time? You work. You take the crypto devs take advantage of bear markets to develop and work on things. And I had a comment on here. Hey, thank you for the comments. I do appreciate it. Good morning. Your time and commitment is deeply appreciated. Thank you, Quantum Nobody. We'll post this live on YouTube. You'll be able to still watch it after the fact if you miss it. You can't watch all of it. But I just want to conclude in saying there are some very big things about to happen, not just with Ethereum, but the whole crypto world itself. My last video mentions XRP, the ripple, Okinami, then the tsunami. Think of XRP as a major shift for the banking sector to be able to utilize and wield crypto for what banks do, for the movement of money. But there are many moving parts in this whole thing for this entire greater world of crypto being mass adopted. The mass adoption of crypto, you're going to need a lot of technology. Okinami is going to have its own place. It's fit in that. And the image is beautiful because it's the great wave off Kanagawa, Hokusai's great art piece. And all this trepidation, all this fear, all this like, oh, can we even have hope? And there's Mount Fuji in the background. The only thing to look at and say, I hope I could see it tomorrow, right? And the fishermen plow their way through and row their way through on the waves, and they live. And they bring home their bounty, their fish, and they survive the journey. And it's very symbolic of this faith and patient fisherman symbolism with Okinami. And that's really what it comes down to. I mean, it kind of seems like maybe it's just poetically infused into the token. I think the dev knew there'd going to be some waiting. I think the Okinami dev definitely knew there'd be some waiting to find out. So the dev put all the messages to keep that hope alive. And that's pretty remarkable. The Okinami dev is saying something very big. The Great Wave, we're part of this. We're going to be part of something very big. Don't give up hope. Hang on. Just hang on like the fishermen. Okay? Be patient. We're going to win this together. Dev has told us, I don't give up. The dev has told us, spread the word. This is a lovely community. I love the Okinami community. Thank you, Okinami, for all of your good works, your good deeds, your good messaging, the camaraderie of those who stayed with us in the Okinami community. It's a beautiful thing to see. I think the dev, if they are watching, if they're in the Telegram, keeping an eye on it, they should be very proud. And I don't say that lightly. They should be very proud how this community has come together for this pure DeFi. As of right now, Okinami is a pure DeFi project. There's no centralization to this at all. Period. Okay? And that achieves Ryoshi's vision. And I think the community attained that. And I think the dev can feel comfortable going forward knowing that the community achieved something in terms of Ryoshi's vision that I think is very powerful. It's an exemplar. It sets an example. And these people hold on. I mean, the thing is still alive, still thriving. We're seeing nice buys lately. There's activity in terms of the sale of the token. People buying. I'm seeing new buys. People adding on. People coming back, perhaps. A lot have not lost faith in Okinami, and that's wonderful. So don't lose faith. There's no reason to lose faith in it, but there's always reason to have doubts. But that's all faith is, overcoming doubts based on what you have to hold on to as far as hope. If the fishermen in the boat didn't have some faith or hope, they'd die, right? But did they have some doubts? Surely they did. And the great wave off Kanagawa, you bet those fishermen seeing that big wave doubted if they lived, but they said, I have hope. I'm going to live, and I'm going to row my way through this. And we're going to row our way through this. And just to end, as mass adoption comes, and it's coming, the surge EIP 4844, the narrative's going to shift. And that is when I think we're going to see some more concrete messaging coming about Okinami. And I think the devs are going to be very proud of how the community stepped up and is building another website so that there's a community website, community marketing this thing. There's no paid for marketing really, except for what the community pays for. The community has just come together in a very nice way to keep the project going, and I think we're going to be rewarded. Okay, please like, share, subscribe. We have a lot to look forward to in 2024. Helping my channel helps me get the message out about Okinami, and I appreciate all the community's done to keep the videos moving and raising up in the YouTube algorithm. So if you can just give a subscription, like, subscribe, share, tell everybody what the messages are. I'm echoing a lot of what the community's saying in the telegrams. And yeah, so we'll see you next time. Glad I got to go live here for a little bit, but I got to go. And y'all have a wonderful week.